Well, hello everybody. Tom Morley here, your resident Irish fiddler at Ifiddle Magazine. I'm here once again in the month of May to teach you another great Irish traditional tune. Today we're going to visit a new reel. We've certainly learned many styles of tunes over the last year and a half that I've been doing these videos and articles for Ifiddle. We learned about jigs and reels and hornpipes and slides and marches and polkas and barn dances. There's such a wide, amazingly wonderful variety of tunes in the Irish traditional world. All kinds of tunes you can learn, and everyone has a different feel and style. They were all meant to be danced to, of course, and for hundreds of years that's what these tunes were for, way before they were put into pubs and played in sessions or on the concert stage. But this tune is one of my favorites. It's called The Old Copper Plate. And guess what? There's also a tune called The New Copper Plate, a completely different tune. But this one goes back quite a ways. And I love the key that it's in. This is in the key of A Dorian, or it's an A minor key. It's one of my favorite keys. The Dorian Scale is what a lot of the tunes in Irish traditional music are actually based on. This would be a scale, a regular major scale, moved one note upwards. So the notes in the A minor scale are actually the G major notes. Moved up one note to A. So you see what we've got there. A very melancholy sound is what I call it. Kind of sad with a kind of a mournful quality. Many of my favorite tunes are in that key of A Dorian, A minor Dorian, you might call it. It sounds like a busy tune. I know I'm kind of in charge of teaching beginner style tunes that are easier, and you might have heard that at the beginning of the video and said, whoa, that seems a little hard. But actually it's got some of the neatest repeating bits that I can think of to learn by ear. Of course, the printed music is always included here with this video in the pages of Ifiddle Magazine, the digital pages, so you'll also be able to look at the music to this tune if you read music and print it out and play it that way as well. But put your ears on, really tune them up here, and let's listen a little bit to the elements that make up this tune. One of the neatest things about the Old Copper Plate is each section has a two-measure melody. That you play, and then you move it down one note. It's kind of a great Irish fiddle trick. So that melody started on an A. Now you play the same melody one note lower, starting on G. So let's put those together and see if you don't notice it. Melody number one, starting on open A. Melody two, go down a note. Melody three, go back up a note. Melody four, which both sections end on, is a glorious A minor scale going right up. All the way up and all the way down. So if you look at it that way, those four elements are not that hard. The first part and the third part are basically the same little melody, and then you click it down and you click it back up. The same thing's going to happen, guess what, on the B section of the tune. But let's listen to that all again. I feel like I have enough time today to show you that all again. Melody number one goes like this. So you've got low second fingers on the A string, E string, but F sharp over there on the D string, and you've got that wonderful octave jump too. Listen for that. Melody two, go down a note, but play the same little melody. Octave, Melody 3, go back up to the A. that ends on two different notes than the first melody did, but I wouldn't worry about that too much. And then let's all have fun. I think you could instantly by ear go right up your fiddle with me. Then we put a little triplet in there. Look for that in the music. That's 3 notes on a stem with a little 3 underneath. In Irish music, we don't play them equally. We play them the first 2 are very quick, and the last one is longer. So it's not an equal triplet, but I think we've talked about that before. But let's play that A minor scale again. And back up to A. So that's a really fun part. Let me put the whole A section together for you now and try it with me. 1, 2, ready, play. Right, pretty cool. Guess what? The B section is kind of just a variation of the A section. We're going to play a little melody with the A minor, and we're going to move it down to G and play that same melody again and move it back up to A minor. So I think you'll see what happens with this tune. It's quite clever. So here's the B section. It starts with a little pickup. And guess what? Back up. And end this just like you ended the first one. So that's why I think it's a great tune to learn by ear. It's actually made up of very specific elements. Each one's 2 measures long, and it's one of the great styles of reels. Most of the Irish tunes, if you've noticed, start with a lower melody, and then the B section goes up to a higher melody. So this is a perfect example of this. That second melody stays on the E string most of the time, and then travels down. But that toggling of the melody from one pitch to just one note down, that happens more often than you'd think in the Irish tunes. It's a very clever trick to invent a melody. I can just imagine the fella, nobody knows who wrote these tunes, of course. That's lost to history. You can just imagine a fella coming up with a clever little 1 or 2 measure melody and saying, what if I just move that one note? How would that sound? And that's what I think happened here with the old copper plate. A great tune. I also love the A minor scale at the end. When I teach this to some of the students at different camps and workshops that I teach at, I often play the whole piece. I don't try and teach them one measure at a time. And I say, just grab onto the melodies that you hear and add those and slowly build up the whole tune. And whenever you hear a great part of a melody that's nothing but a scale going up or down, that's a part that you can grab pretty quickly. So I hope you like this tune. It's really one of my favorites, and like I said, I love to teach this at the different summer camps and workshops. It always goes over well. I'd like to mention, before I play this tune one more time for you, I'll do a tie-in here. This month's issue of Ifiddle Magazine has a feature story on a good friend of mine, Julie Lyon Lieberman. She's well known and respected for many years in the fiddling and violin community. She's written some wonderful books on how to play violin without hurting yourself, without pain. It's very easy to get stressed up and play violin and make it hard instead of easy. She's been one of the earliest players that I know that wrote a book on how to play without stress, which is harder to do than you'd think. But she's also well known for teaching how to use contemporary fiddling as well. She loves all fiddle styles, but she also is excited about all the great electric fiddles that you can buy these days. Her latest book really delves into looking for and finding the right electric fiddle for you, and how to use different effects and stuff to make your violin sound however you'd like. Me, I'm kind of old-fashioned. I like it to sound like a violin, but Julie's just really great at showing anybody of any age how to have a lot of fun with the fiddle in many, many ways. She runs several camps around the country called Strings Without Boundaries, and you can visit her website at stringswithoutboundaries.com. I'm going to be teaching at her camp in Savannah, July 25th, 6th, and 7th. She'll have some great teachers there. She'll be teaching a lot of classes herself. There'll be a mix of all kinds of ways of playing. You'll get to play, you'll get to learn about contemporary styles, you get to try out neat ways to use your fiddle in different ways. And just like me, Julie loves all kinds of fiddle styles: Irish fiddling, Scottish fiddling, old-timey fiddling, bluegrass fiddling, you name it, she loves it as well. But I'll be there teaching some Irish fiddle tunes, and maybe we'll explore some contemporary Irish fiddle tunes during that camp too. So anyway, I hope you'll read the great article in this month's issue on Julie, and check out the website, stringswithoutboundaries.com, and maybe I'll see you in Savannah in July. That would be really cool. One more time now, we're going to play the old copper plate. Let's have fun and add this one to your repertoire. Contact me anytime at thefiddlecenter@gmail.com. Like me on Facebook, and hope to see you again here in the pages of Ifiddle Magazine. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.